Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing like just the makeup portion of Harley Quinn. And I decided I'm also going to do Harley Quinn for Halloween. So, alright, let's get started. I already cleaned my face. My eyes don't look like it because I also practiced. But I did clean my face. So I'm going to go into the e.l.f. Sun Touchable Invisa Stick. And just put that all over my face. You good over there? And why? Because I'm doing this. Alright. Let that sit. And I got the two brushes I'm going to use for the eyeshadow. Alright. While I'm at it, I'm going to go into the e.l.f. Power Grip Matte Primer. I did a matte primer instead of a hydrating primer because you need a matte base. For Harley Quinn, but I'm still going to use a little bit of a hydrating primer for like my pores. So then I'm going to take this down my neck too, so I'm going to use the same finger that I was using to blend it out on my face. Oh, shut up, Shaggy. And yes, I can tell the difference between my cat's meows. Like, Olaf is old, so like he don't meow. Yeah. Oh, what was the sound? It was like a pathetic. It was pathetic. And back upstairs he goes. But I'm telling you right now, my husband's dressing up for Halloween whether he likes it or not. So we're gonna let that set for a minute, and then while I let that set, I'm gonna get my brush, the brush I need out. And I will be focusing more on cosplay while I'm doing this year for videos. So it's not gonna be normal videos no more until after November. Because then that's when my empties video is going to be filmed in December, and Christmas videos and all of that. Which I started wondering if I could do vlogs on this channel too, like Christmas vlogs. Now I'm going to go into the Poreless Putty Primer. Which is why I said I'm doing like a little hydrating silky primer on top of the matte because I'm not wanting to be too dry. And the foundation that I'm using is moisturizing too. which is another reason. Kind of defeats the purpose of having a moisturizing then I just use whatever's left on my brush, which is the e.l.f. Putty Primer Applicator for any other areas of my face that have large pores, which is starting to get on my forehead. I noticed that the other day. Alright, so we're going to let that set. While I let that set, I'm going to go into the NYX Pro Fix Stick in pink for my under eyes. Dark circles, bad right now. So gross. And I also kind of practiced the base too, so now my sponge is like all covered in. Because I wanted to practice everything. But like I cleaned my skin afterwards too. Brightening. Alright. Now I'm going to go into the NYX Pro Fix Stick in green. And my sponge is damp. So it will be fine. Okay. And I do have wipies with me. Alright, so I'm just going to use the foundation for the foundation and concealer portion, which is this foundation from Amazon. It's a white foundation. I'm going to use the bottom of my sponge for this. Because, like, look at the coverage on a sponge. I would not have this coverage with the brush. I tried it with the brush and it wasn't like this. It wasn't this high starting out. Like, I'm still gonna build it because that's still not enough for Harley Quinn. But it wasn't this high of coverage starting out with the brush. Like, it was low coverage starting out. So using a sponge for this type of foundation definitely works better. Alright, then I'm also getting my neck. And ears, because our ears are going to be showing. And once we get the coverage we need for the foundation, I will get the concealer. Like, I used the regular concealer and it just wiped off my base. So instead of risking wiping off my base, I'm just going to use the foundation as concealer. So then it blends in with the base. Because I had some base on the eyes, but it also kind of wiped over here when I tried to blend it. So at that point, it's just going to build on that. So I'm going to let that dry completely. And a sponge doesn't let it get on my lips. This is the brush I used. And it just didn't work. It worked once it started building, but that first initial layer didn't work. So that's why I'm trying it different and using a sponge this time. This is like the hardest thing ever. Though patiently waiting for it to dry so you can fix it. And I feel like the white base is going to help the color stand out more. I'm just going to go ahead and get the brushes I need out. And I did do a little bit of like cream contouring before, and I didn't like it, so I'm doing it different now. Alright, so now second layer. I'm like loving the way this is like layering very nicely. And the coverage I'm getting out of it with the sponge, so. Of course, I'm still getting sponge marks. But I'm taking my time to blend those out. And when I'm blending it out, the sponge marks, I'm not putting any pressure. So. Like, it's not going to get much brighter than this, but I am still going to do one more layer to get it as bright as I can. Then we'll figure everything out. But, like, as I'm building and stuff, it's not feeling too heavy. And I am going to be, like, smearing stuff on the face and all that, too. So, that's going to hide some things. So, it's, like, not a big deal with the coverage. But Harley Quinn does have, like, high coverage foundation. This is supposed to be full coverage. But as you can see when I did it with a sponge, it wasn't fully full coverage. But you can get it there by building it. This is like more moisturizing, so it's not going to dry out my skin, especially for like Halloween. This is why I like this foundation. So I'm probably going to buy this again for like cosplay. I'm definitely going to use this foundation for cosplay because this is a moisturizing foundation. So it's like, doesn't dry out my skin as I'm not trick-or-treating, but like walking around the city. I live in for trick-or-treat. Like, but I don't go trick-or-treating, I just walk around. Because there's like other activities you can do while trick-or-treating. Alright, third layer. Like I said, it's not going to be too much lighter. And I totally lied. That's like a little bit lighter. See, I'm not putting much pressure, just letting the sponge do its thing. I did not mean to go southern on that. Like I said, I'm not really worried because I do have to use this foundation for other cosplay as well. Like, I can always get more. But it's better to use up what I got than get more. So I'm gonna try to use this for all my cosplay looks that need white or Brittany. Like, you can totally use a pale foundation or use the foundation I'm using and use like your normal foundation and lighten it up, or mixing like a shade mixer. I know either LA Girl or LA Colors has one. Like, I totally lied. Look at that. That is so much better. I am thinking one more layer will do it. I know I did 3 layers with the brush and just got frustrated. So, like, I didn't even finish any more layers, but I feel like 4 will do it. And then we got 4, probably 2 layers under the eyes. So I did altogether 6 layers. Well, I'm going to, because 4 layers for the foundation, 2 layers for the concealer, because I don't want the concealer as heavy as the foundation. So, and then I will probably be doing a get unready with me when I take this off, just to show you guys how well this will take it off. If I want to see together if it will take it off or not, because that red eyeshadow stains, so I'm not sure if that's going to help with the stain. So we're going to do the 4th layer now. See, I'm not putting much pressure. I think that's why it's putting nicely. Alright, yeah, 4 layers is good enough for me. I feel like if I just used a full coverage foundation, I would have been fine, but I wanted to use what I had. The only thing I bought was another Wet n Wild cool eyeliner, the black one, so I'm gonna need that. Alright. After this layer on the neck, I'm going to work on getting... I will see what one layer looks like. I am going to use the pointy part. So... Nope, one layer under the eye is good. No. See what I mean about how now I gotta fix my base? It, for some reason, is disturbing that base. Maybe the base is not dry enough. Now you're like completely ghost-like. So I'm gonna let that completely 100% dry while I'm doing that, I'm going to get a Mountain Dew. So I am thirsty for some Mountain Dew. And I'm just going to put my sponge in with the dirty brushes. And then after it completely dries, I am going to set it with powder. So I will be right back. I also got some food because I'm really hungry. I'm like, oh no. No, I put my setting brush out, but alright. So first I'm going to go in my Real Technique setting brush to set the under eyes. And to keep the white base, I'm going into the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder, which is a white pressed powder. Because I don't have my HD powder anymore, it expired. So I'm going to do the next best thing. And, oh, I guess I didn't disturb it. It looked like it did. To keep that white paleness going. And then I'm going to switch to a bigger powder brush. And set my face. Anyways. Alright. And just to really make sure. Alright. Now, I'm going to take, no I'm not. I'm going to take my large shader brush. I'm going to go into the eye makeup now. Eye primer. I'm not going to, yeah I am, because here, I can let this dry while I'm doing my brows. Oh my god. Now I'm going to go into my brow groomer brush from Moda. Push all my brow hairs up. And if this is no longer available, I'm sorry. This is just what I have that has what I need. I'm going into the nude eyes. It has a black eyebrow powder because you can use like a dark brown or a black for Harley Quinn's brows. And she has a high arch. So I'm going to try to imitate that. And then fill in my eyebrows. If she has them dark and thick, because my brows arch down, I have to imitate the high arch. So, same thing over here. Take like the end of my brow and imitate the high arch. Oops. So, the powder did not set it, so I'm gonna have to and yesterday was mine and my husband's first year anniversary. So it was crazy. Because I had my niece the whole day. So and my husband's not feeling good today, so he didn't go to work. I don't want to use like too much powder. Okay. Now I'm going to go into my Profusion palette. I'm going to go into Promises for the blue side. Which is funny, like her makeup, her eyeshadow is like dark blue, but her hair is like light blue. So it's weird, but we're just going to roll with it. And I am, as you can see, stempling it. So I'm going to get the shape down first. I find that is the easiest way to do this. And then with whatever's left on my brush, I'm going to do the lines for the smears. It's not one big smear. It's a bunch of tiny smears. So this is like the darkest blue I got, which is pretty dark, so I'm like having to be careful with it. And I'm not really making it too perfect because her face is pretty, or her makeup's pretty not blended. So I'm trying to like do it as close as to what she does. It does go like right here. It stops right there. And then it goes into the smears. So I'm doing like a few short smears and then one longer smear with whatever's left on my brush. I'm not going back into any color. Might have to, no. So like a short smear, a medium smear, and then a long smear. That's gonna get in the way of my contour, but we'll make it work. Like that. I'm not putting them together because when I looked at reference photos, it's not put together. It's lines. So that's why I'm doing it this way. I'm gonna do it that way. This is like the Suicide Squad version, so. I don't know if that's like a shadow or if that's makeup on my nose, so. Like that. It's almost black, but I'm gonna roll with it. There's like so many different versions, so. Now. I'm probably gonna get a different brush for the smears out. There we go. Just so it's not. You know what? Just so they're even. I'm going to take that brush I used for the blue. Clean it off so it doesn't become red or purple. So, I'm doing the same thing that I did on this side, on the other side. I'm going to use my eyeshadow blending brush first. I'm going to go into this red here. This is the red I said that stains, so. And I did get into the inner corner a little bit, so. Like, I can't help that. And then I'm going to use the edge of the brush to put it on the lower lash line. And then use the top of the brush. Alright, that's the end of that brush. Alright, now I'm going to take my small shader brush. I'm going to put a little bit of color. Make sure all the fallout's out. And do the same thing for the smears here. So one smaller one, one medium one, and then one longer one. All right. The closest I'm gonna get it. All right. Almost done. Now, this is where I was saying I got a new one. Because I needed a eyeliner that's easy to smudge. I'm going into the Wet n Wild Cold eyeliner and Baby's Got Black. I did have this before. But I thought the pencil I had here was going to be smudgeable, and it's not. It's like hard to smudge. So you want to put it on your top and bottom lashes for like a grungy look. And you do smudge it out, which is why I'm using a cool eyeliner. I'm using my smudge brush. I'm like so afraid. And then, so yes, your eyeliner goes all the way and your eyeshadow goes only like a quarter of the way. Top lash line is so much easier to smudge than the bottom lash line. For me, at least. Because I'm like so close to my eyebrow. So I'm like so afraid of doing it. Other side. And because I did kind of use like a dark blue over here, it's so much harder to see the top lash line compared to the bottom lash line. But this one's easier to see, so. I said, like runny makeup. You don't want it too perfect. I think I used too much eyeliner. it works. That has more of a wing than this side too. Weird. I'm just gonna leave it. You know, it's cosplay. It's supposed to you're supposed to have fun with it. I mean, I am. Alright. So, I needed the eyeliner again. I still need that eyeliner. Woo. So now, I'm going to go into a Spoolie and Precision Shader brush. And I'm going to go into my water activated black liner. So I'm going to wet the spoolie part. I'm going to activate the black liner. I know Harley Quinn has more voluminous lashes, but because I gotta use a water activated liner, it's gonna be more like a wet look, like that runny look. If that makes sense. I am using the mirror on the other side. I guess I could use this one. Just I actually like this idea because then I can also use a brown liner or a brown mascara. Or a white mascara or a blue mascara. Like I want to have fun with it. And I like this because it goes with that wet, runny look. Okay. I am going to wipe this though. Alright. Alright, I found it. So you want like more of a gray tone contour for her. So I'm going to go into the Shadow Tough just lightly. Never mind, no, I'm not. It's not gray tone, so I'm not going to do contour. I'm going to have to fix that base, but and those smudges. That's fine. I'll probably have the contour for Halloween. I'm just going back in the promises. What are those smudge marks? Okay. I thought that was gray tone, and then when I saw it on the face, it was not. So, now, I'm going to go back into that cool eyeliner pencil I used. I know it's like somewhere on her cheek. I think it's like under the lines. So that's where I'm going to put it. That heart tattoo. Then I think she has rotten on this. Just a simple heart. I think that's too big, but I'm bad at coloring in with makeup. I think that's too big, but I can fix anything. I'm not even sure if it's on her, so I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna do the heart tattoo, and I'm actually gonna fix that heart tattoo because that is too big. I think I need to take some of that bigger line, the first line away. I know this is just making me have to fix my base more. But honestly, it's because I'm a freaking perfectionist. It's like a bad. It's not horrible, a horrible trait. But it is. Like it can be pretty bad. Or pretty bad. Trait. There. I know a lot of people add rotten. I don't know if that's actually not a tattoo she has or if that's what people add. I think it is. So I'm gonna add it. I'm gonna add it under the red lines. Playing freaking GTA. I'm not done. Damn. This is what I hate about cosplay. Cosplay takes so long. Especially when you're like a perfectionist like me. I'm just... It's just gonna be big. It's just gonna be big. Now I'm gonna take my Maybelline lifter liner. Okay. Now I'm gonna fill that in with a red lipstick. I might, like, I might have done it too soon, but because I still gotta smear the red lipstick too. This is Cherry Frost. It's a Wet n Wild. Holy shit. I didn't think this was actually gonna look good, but it looks okay. I mean, I feel like it would look better with the costume and everything, but that'll be an October thing. But I like how this turned out. Oh, shoot. One more thing. I'm probably gonna send a picture to my aunt too. Like, look what I did today. I am so obsessed with this one. I think this one and my Tiffany one are like the ones that are the closest to. No one was talking to you. My Alexa. Or like the closest to it, maybe. Alright, I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If I can get my glasses on. And I'll see you next time. Bye.